When local growers put great food on Tennessee tables, that's living green. Join Live Green Tennessee tonight as we learn about the winter crop popping up at Miracle Mountain Farm. Visit the Daylily Diva at Blooming Idiots Daylily Farm. And we take a visit to Knoxville's historic Market Square. All this right here coming up next on Live Green Tennessee.
This program is brought to you in part by
Tennessee Department of Agriculture. This fall, there's fun worth finding just about every day at Tennessee farms, farmers markets, fairs, and festivals. You'll find corn mazes, pig races, farm animals and friendly faces, honey to eat, and fall colors that are a feast for the eyes. Whether you're looking for the perfect pumpkin or just a good scare, find yourself on a Tennessee farm with picktnproducts.org.
and by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Southern Sustainable Agriculture Research and Education. Connecting the grower to the buyer, the country to the city, and smart shopping with a healthy lifestyle. It's Live Green Tennessee.
Hello, I'm your host Melinda Kiefer, and I'm proud to bring you stories from across our great state on tonight's Live Green Tennessee. With fall upon us and colder weather moving in, many Tennesseans believe it is the end of fresh, locally grown vegetables for the winter. There are, however, many farmers who are using methods such as tillage and raised bed gardens to provide veggies even in the coldest of months. Live Green Tennessee recently visited Miracle Mountain Farm located in Putnam County, Tennessee. There we found how one father-daughter duo is taking their very first venture into growing during the winter months.
We believe with all our heart that everybody can be a farmer. Everybody can grow their own food, and we do things a little bit differently, and we're always trying to learn new things, and we don't want to keep secrets from anybody. We want the whole world to know what we do, and then if it will benefit you and help you, that's our goal. That's what we're about. We're farmers. We're not out to make a lot of money. We love what we do and we enjoy what we do, and we want to share it with everybody that we can. We started farming on this farm about 5 years ago, and we've worked hard to try to build the soil up as best as we can, because our philosophy is we believe that you don't actually feed the plant, you feed the soil. And if you feed the soil, then the plants will benefit from that, and they will continue to grow. We use complete organic, complete natural ways. We plant, our whole goal is to grow the plant just as naturally as we possibly can. We use a lot of no-tillage farming. In other words, we don't dig into the soil very much. We go very, very shallow. And in doing that, the things that are taken from the soil continue to return to it and feed it. And we started just a couple of years ago to think about recycling, and I saw all kinds of old tires laying around. And then I saw, and I didn't win my idea, I saw on the internet, I saw a fellow who was growing things in tires. So I thought, that is a great idea, because you can use so much more space and you can grow so much more. And I looked into all the questions that everybody will ask, like what chemicals will come out of the tires. And everywhere that I researched, I don't find anything. It's even safer than PVC, 5-gallon buckets. It just works terrific. And also it keeps the millions of tires every year that end up in the landfill, are used for a good purpose. So we recycle those tires. We have a local tire company that brings us the tires, and we are thankful for that. And we put them in. Now, some things we plant in tires, we add compost, we add manure, but we never use a commercial fertilizer whatsoever. Or do we use pesticides? So we began planting in the tires, and we found that some things grow well in the tires and some things don't. We also found that some things grow in the tire in compost good, but some things, even using the tire, we dig down into the soil and amend the soil.
As a partnership with one of the local restaurants here in town, CB's Bar and Grill, we got together and they decided they wanted to roll out a whole new menu. And they also own a business called Topsoil Incorporated. And so while we have a need for topsoil and for clean mulch, we can't go to the county yard because we're certified naturally grown, and we can't be guaranteed that the yard that the leaf mulch came from is sprayed. So they have all of these boundless resources that we need, and we can grow vegetables for them so that they can unveil a whole new menu in the spring. So in this partnership, we've sort of had the freedom to experiment with new methods and try to grow with the same method, the same philosophy that we grow outside, grow inside. And the tires, of course, are instrumental in that because they, as they soak up the sun rays, they store the heat because the black color causes them to store the heat and the chemical makeup of the rubber. And it serves as a sort of a radiator, radiant heat, and will actually heat the entire hoop house. And then just during the nighttime, we'll have to, supplement with heat. But we felt like, we're the type of people that want to constantly be planting something. As the ground lays dormant and as the time most farmers are looking at flipping through seed catalogs, we're itching to plant. And so because we have this partnership with this restaurant, and we're able to really be passionate about really year-round farming. And what we're hoping to do is we're hoping to produce enough in our hoop back here that we constructed out of PVC. We're hoping to produce enough to supply the restaurant as well as our regular customers and perhaps new customers with fresh, naturally grown vegetables year-round.
We believe in producing our own seed because the seeds that are coming out now, we don't know how they've been put together. We don't know how much genetically modified they've been, and it's kind of scary. So to be naturally grown, we need to have seeds that are naturally grown and not altered in some laboratory. So what we do is we take the best plant that we can find and we let them go to seed. I'll give you an example. If you look at this beet, then you can see it's pretty healthy. But what this beet will do is it'll go through the winter, and then when it comes back early spring, it will pop up and it'll go to seed, and we'll gather the seeds from that giant beet because it was the biggest beet of the crop. And these are all carrots. And they got about another couple of weeks and they'll be ready to go. Now there are some things that I can show you now, the results that are about ready to get up. And these are a few beets. We planted several in tires and they're grown in mulch, but as you can see here, if you look, that's a pretty nice beet. That one's ready to go in the pot. And if you planted one tire full of beets, would probably be enough for a family of 4 for the whole season. And the thing is they are a fall cool season crop, and they'll grow most of the way through the winter before the tops freeze out.
The way that we look at agriculture here at Miracle Mountain Farm is we sort of look at the history of human development as a society. For thousands and thousands of years, you had people wandering around, hunting and gathering and taking resources from the land and then moving around as soon as they were gone. But with the advent of agriculture, people were able to settle and form societies, and it became a center of what actually made us what we are right now. And the way that we view that is everybody should have access to the same healthy food. We could charge a premium for our produce, but we don't. We never price ourselves any more than a traditional farmer would, even though it does require more work. It's more labor intensive. A lot of times it's more expensive because we don't buy generic seeds. We can't go and buy chemical fertilizers to make stuff shoot out of the ground. We have to work the land. We have to pick all the pests off. We have to companion plant. So there is more labor in it. So we could charge a premium price, just like you would in the grocery store, or a lot of your farmers that you see at farmers markets and things. But we believe that, like my dad said before, we believe that food should not be a commodity to be traded only to the people that can afford to eat well.
Just doing the same thing over and over year after year after year. Right now, there are a lot of hungry people out there, and the more food we can make, the more we can feed. I'm a firm believer that agriculture and farming don't mean to be political, but it shouldn't be a commodity. I just don't believe that. We believe as farmers that we can grow enough to feed our family, and we're happy as can be, and it makes us really feel good and encourage us to even grow more and more and more, that we can grow and supply more food to more people. And that's it. That's all I got.
With spring upon us, warmer air, fresh garden vegetables, and the wonderful scenery are just a few things we have to look forward to. Something else that is brought in with the April showers are gorgeous flowers popping up all over our beautiful state. Nancy Rich, dubbed the Daylily Diva, has opened a post-retirement business that not only brings beauty and joy to the valued customers, but also has proven to bring her true happiness.
My husband and I moved to this area in 2005. We absolutely love the natural flora and fauna of the area and the people that have welcomed us here. We retired in 2005, and after being here a year, I announced to my husband I didn't like retirement, and I actually wanted to open a business. And he said, "Well, you're an idiot. You've retired. Finally, people work all their life." And I said, "But honey, I want to open a business growing flowers. It's one of my passions, and it has always been that way." And he proceeded to call me a blooming idiot. That's how we got the name of our farm. In this area, we have a naturalized daylily, which many of you are familiar with, called a ditch lily, and it's a beautiful orange daylily. And so many of you might wonder, well, what's a new and different daylily? Most people think of the orange ditch lily they see. There are so many cultivars you haven't seen. Hybridizers have worked on creating larger blooms. We have blooms of daylilies that can reach anywhere from 6 inches to a 12-inch wingspan on a UFO. Our newer daylilies will have gorgeous colorings and combinations. They will have double edges of color. They will have unique eye zones. In our farm garden, our peak bloom time usually occurs around the middle of June. This one here is called Carved Initials. This is an early bloom, so it's not to its full capacity. What's so unique about this particular daylily is the carving that occurs inside the petals. You will find that where there's a midrib, we also have deep grooving that occurs on the petals, and we call that carving. This flower right here is probably coming in at about 5 inches right now. Each one of these blooms will last just one day. At the end of that one day, or the next morning, you will have a bloom that closes up. At the daylily farm here, we go through, I call it tipping, but we actually break off that bloom. It's a form of deadheading. You deadhead for the aesthetics. In plants that have a lot of blooms that are yet to open, by deadheading, you keep the old bloom from falling and inhibiting the new bloom from opening. When we deadhead these flowers each day, we have so many blooms that it takes one individual as long as 5 hours a day to deadhead our plants. Thankfully, I have some wonderful friends that cut that time in half. So here at Blooming Idiots, we're here to display and celebrate that daylily. We invite people to come. We have our setting set up, not so much as a farm, but actually a farm garden, so that when you come, you get the full experience of the plant. We originally had approximately 125 different cultivars represented in our gardens. At this point, we normally have around 750 different and unique cultivars that are on display and also available for sale. I like to call myself the new kind of farmer. And that's not to offend anybody that's been doing it all their life. I actually envy their knowledge and their ability. But of course, I couldn't come here and all of a sudden learn how to raise cattle, or perhaps raise goats, or to do tobacco. So I decided I have to be different. And I decided I would go ahead and raise something I knew about, which were my love of flowers and, of course, the love of the daylily. And it would be something I could celebrate and share. So I fondly include myself in the group of farmers. And I have found that those in this area have embraced me, helped me along, and shared their knowledge. So it's really been very symbiotic, and it's wonderful. We're fortunate to have the opportunity to buy this log home. We had less than 30 days to dismantle it, to move it to our site, and in 2007, in January, it arrived here at Blooming Idiot's Farm. And over the next year, it was reassembled and some modern amenities added to it, which now is what our garden building is all about. And you wonder, oh gosh, how can you be doing all those things? It's the Tennessee Agricultural Enhancement Program. And this program was set up to aid farmers and also producers, and these are people that are making a living off the land. It was to help them diversify their products, help them build the infrastructure. It is not a grant program per se, but it is a program that gives you a reimbursement on some of your approved activities. The program this year, I believe, opens for applications between June 1st and June 7th. So I would go ahead and make that phone call or visit that UT Extension office, get your information. Even if you don't think it's something that may apply to you this year, it would be a good idea to find out about the parameters of the program so you can be prepared to make your application, know what might be applicable to your business. It was the neighbors that we met, their sharing of the rich history of this land, that really inspired us to actually create our gardens. And of course, I was going to have one small garden. And as you can see, this is what it's turned into. We did our first plantings in 2006 in late August and early September. From that point, it has really grown. I would have to say that planting a farm garden has really helped us grow deep roots in this community. And then off of that, well, I guess the greatest benefit are all the friendships, the deep friendships that we have grown in the garden.
The growth and popularity of farmers markets these days is nothing short of amazing. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the number of America's farmers markets has nearly doubled in just a few years, from about 2,800 in 1998 to north of 5,000 last year. But a few venerable markets have been around for a very long time, as you'll see in this visit to Knoxville's historic Market Square, sent to us by East Tennessee Public Television.
I'm Charlotte Tolley, Director of the Market Square Farmers Market in downtown Knoxville. We're here on a rainy day, and we are here every Wednesday from 11 to 2 and Saturdays from 9 to 2 from May through November. This is the site of the original market house, which ran a farmers market for over 100 years and was known as one of the largest and best in the region. People came from all over the region selling fish, eggs, meat, and inside and outside of the market house. It burned in the 60s and went through a few different changes until it became a pedestrian square in about 2004, which is when we opened. We wanted to bring this tradition back to Market Square, and we started with just about 2 or 3 farmers in May of 2004 and have steadily grown over those years to today, which on a Saturday in August we have 80 vendors, which includes locally grown produce, meats, eggs, and honey, as well as craft vendors and prepared food vendors who use local products, who buy from local farmers and create things like quiches and scones with local berries.
Hello, my name is David Gwynn. I own and operate VG's Bakery in Knoxville, Tennessee. We're a full-line bakery other than we don't do wedding cakes because we can't handle the stress. But we bring a variety of baked goods, the breakfast pastries, muffins and scones, cookies, and a pretty wide selection of breads. Whenever we can, we use the local farmers' produce. Today we're featuring 2 items with the local produce. One is a bacon, scallion, and Swiss cheese biscuit, and we get the bacon from a local source called Benton's, and we get the scallions from a gentleman right next door here, Mr. Todd. And then we also have a peach and blueberry hand pie, which is a little baked pie that's shaped like a fried pie, but we bake it, and it features peaches from the fruit and berry patch and blueberries from Adam over here. So it's a lot of fun to use the local stuff when we can.
It's awesome. Ivy, have you seen Magic before live? Not really. Okay, perfect. There's a really good one.
My name is Adrienne Gibson. I'm from A Place to the Heart Farm, where I am the farm manager. We grow organic vegetables, carrots, onions, beets, radishes, peas, squash, zucchini, lettuce, spinach, potatoes, sweet potatoes, watermelons, cantaloupes, okra, chard, basil, Thai basil. Man, it goes on and on. I couldn't count them all. This is the 8th year for us, and I started with a small garden to feed myself organic vegetables because they're so expensive. And the first year we got a call from Charlotte, and she wanted to know if we wanted to serve the farmers market. So the next spring we grew more vegetables and started coming it down. I like to see all the people. The energy is amazing, and more people are coming. And this is big compared to the first year where there were just a few farmers. It's really my chance to get off of the farm and out into the city and see some people and sell vegetables.
I know I done you wrong. Remember the rainy evening I put you all with.
One of the things that we also do that makes shopping here a lot easier in a very credit card oriented society is we do market money, and it's kind of like our own currency. We use it like an ATM. You can swipe your debit card here for a $1.50 charge, and we give you market money, which can also be used as gift certificates or for donations. And then you can use those tokens with any of our vendors, and we just reimburse them in cash.
Hey, okay, I'm Colleen Cruz, and I'm with Cruz Dairy Farm. I'm the youngest daughter in the family. My parents started milking cows when they got married 30 years ago. And we're at the farmers market in Knoxville. And I just love coming to the farmers market. I've been doing it for several years, and I started off coming with just our milk products, our buttermilk and milk. We've started doing ice cream this year, which has been pretty exciting. These are buttermilk peach sorbet and chocolate and vanilla. And all of our products are made at our farm with our milk and cream from our Jersey cows. When I come to the farmers market, I buy fruit. I buy peaches from the farmers here for the ice cream. I buy vegetables and all the things we don't grow at our farm I like to buy here.
I'm Katie Reese. I've been coming to the Knoxville Farmers Market since 2005, and I like being in the city center and seeing the people that are here. I like seeing what people grow in town and meeting the people who grow my food and buying from people who make the crafts. Every week I try and buy jalapeno cheddar cornbread from VG's Bakery, and it's $5 and it's amazing. I think if I were making the pitch for somebody to come down to the farmers market, it's kind of a chance to see our city at its best. It's sort of the way we imagine our cities, this marketplace where everybody's coming together and buying the things they need and meeting their neighbors, meeting their producers. It's sort of the utopian idea of a city right here on Saturdays.
We hope you'll join us next time on Live Green Tennessee when we'll feature news stories and bring you more exciting news about Tennessee markets, farmers and businesses who are making the move to eating fresh and living green possible for us all. Right here next time on Live Green Tennessee.
This program is brought to you in part by
Tennessee Department of Agriculture. This fall, there's fun worth finding just about every day at Tennessee farms, farmers markets, fairs, and festivals. You'll find corn mazes, pig races, farm animals and friendly faces, honey to eat, and fall colors that are a feast for the eyes. Whether you're looking for the perfect pumpkin or just a good scare, find yourself on a Tennessee farm with picktnproducts.org.
and by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Southern Sustainable Agriculture Research and Education,